Hello there, English speakers. Are you ready for some rain? Okay, let's take a big breath. Yeah, it's a wet dog. Trump is doing well with his strike on peace prices. Now yet another peace with Israel from Bahrain, and then he's nominated for the peace prize for the peace with United Arab Emirates and Israel, and of course with Kosovo and Serbia. And there are peace negotiations in Doha about Afghanistan, so there might be peace there. We'll see what happens with North Korea and other stuff, but I think Oslo could prepare for having Trump over for 4 years every year and give him just another peace prize every year. So stuff is going to change, and we'll see what happens with all the Trump haters. I think they start to get bored after the third peace prize, maybe. So we'll see. Even if he doesn't get the peace prize, it's unarguable that he has disturbed a couple of them. So there is a Qanon site that has been taken down, and people go after this. Qanon is sort of a little bit of a cult, or I don't know what to say, but they get breadcrumbs of cryptic information, and they discuss this in different forums, and they post all these Qs everywhere and wear Q t-shirts and Q signs and stuff. It's really funny, but the interesting thing about it is how people react to them. When media finally asked Trump, they say that they are the reporter said that let me see. They said they suspect that Trump is fighting a cult of pedophiles and cannibals. And Trump goes, yeah, well, that doesn't sound bad, does it? The thing is, if you're in a cult of pedophiles and cannibals, you will not go after Qanon. You will keep quiet and wear your red shoes as normal. The thing is, there are a lot of weasels, normal people who are just want to get along in life and so on, but they really don't care about honor or anything. They are just bad, not bad, just not strong people. They are people who shouldn't be in charge, to put it simple. And they don't know if they have dealings with a cult of pedophiles and cannibals. They just don't know. So they think that it's a smart career move to attack Qanon, because then if there is a cult of pedophiles and cannibals, they think that maybe they will get rewarded. I don't know how they can think this. It's a cult of pedophiles and cannibals. They will kill you if they have anything to profit from it. So don't be that person. But it's also good for you who aren't that person, if you just see who is attacking Qanon, and then you can see, that's not the person that you should trust. There are a lot of people who say that Qanon is bullshit and so on. That's something completely different. They can say that, but no one can argue about that the reactions against Qanon, they are very interesting. So watch out for that. It's a tip that will help you select your company. LA, they have a public official of health, and she looks like a sick zombie. And you know, the health minister of Belgium, she's quite fat, but she looks comparably not so unhealthy as this Barbara Ferrer. Oh, and she accidentally now said that, whoops, we will... There's a lot of people walking around in the Reeds Forest now, despite the rain. Anyway, she, like all the Democrats, kind of have to admit that they are shutting down and destroying the country because of the election. So everything will be shut down until after the election, because they think that if they do a lot of bad stuff to their voters, the voters will blame it on Trump somehow, despite that it wasn't Trump doing this. It just sounds mad, but I don't know, it seems to be happening, or maybe I'm tricked. Maybe it can't be that stupid. Anyway, this article had an extremely funny video about some scientist coming up with a way to read the mind of a dog, and the dog turned out to be a Trump supporter, and it's great. Look at that. In China they have a new vaccine against COVID, they think. The interesting thing is this vaccine is sprayed in your mouth, so the idea is to get into the body in the same way as a virus should do, so that you activate the entire immune system in the right way, so it can also prepare for the virus that might come the same way. So a little bit interesting. I'm not a big fan of vaccine, but it might learn us a lot of interesting stuff. The interesting thing here is that the ruling class of China eats their own dog. They eat their own dog food. So they have given their diplomats this vaccine, and they seem to be okay. Here in Linköping, it's bad weather for our new sport in Sweden, which is apparently burning Qurans. That's what's happening in every town in Sweden now. It seems to be a growing phenomenon. So they burn it, they post it, they file a report to the police, and the police... it's not a crime to burn a Quran unless you are thinking that somehow a book is a racial group. Then it might be bad, and of course we don't have really rule of law as long as there are leftists in charge. And with leftists I don't mean proper leftists, I mean those establishment crazy people who think that rule of law is only for you and not for them. So sorry all real leftists, I don't mean to rain on you. And finally, de Blasio in New York. I have never ever seen such a bad mayor ever. London, your mayor might be very bad, but I think you can't break de Blasio. He's destroying New York, and people are fleeing the town as fast as they can, shutting everything down. He's being hated by the police and so on. I have no idea how it can be so crazy. At least we don't have that kind of crazy here in Sweden, so we have to be lucky for something. And our Minister of Health doesn't exist, which is great. So bye.